What do you think being a snowflake means?
I think being a snowflake is being very sensitive and sort of sheltered by our parents and society.
I think being a snowflake is being overprotected, having opportunities like handed to us, like not working for them, like taking offence to things that we really shouldn't.
I think it means that you're delicate, being unique,
being weak-minded.
According to the insurance firm Aviva, 72% of 16 to 24-year-olds think the term is used unfairly, while 74% think that it could have a negative effect on young people's mental health. The younger generations are known as the Snowflake Generation, and we are going to get some more insight into what this means. Why do you think younger generations are known as the Snowflake Generation?
I think your generation and the younger generation, the so-called millennials, if you like, are a snowflake generation because you're all very entitled, for one. You think you deserve everything. You don't want to try. As a generation, you don't like to be challenged. You don't like to be told you're wrong. And you certainly don't like to work hard to get somewhere in life. And I think that's probably why the snowflake generation is called what it is.
Do you think that younger generations are becoming more fragile and sensitive?
I believe that the younger generations are becoming more fragile and sensitive as time's going on.
In your opinion, why do you think there is an increase in mental health problems?
In my opinion, there is certainly an increase in mental health problems with young people, and primarily I believe that comes from loss of a sense of connection, both with others, but certainly within themselves.
Have you been impacted by students with issues who fit the snowflake stereotype?
Absolutely. I have had... It has impacted me and my teaching. I've had to change my style of teaching. I've had to change the way I teach because I'm not allowed to say anything negative anymore at fear of upsetting somebody.
What factors do you think have contributed to the development of the Snowflake Generation?
The factors that come into play when looking at the Snowflake Generation, I believe, come from the introduction of the internet and using screens for so many hours of the day. When we look at children and young people perhaps 20 years ago, there was a much bigger emphasis on their interpersonal relationships and on their emotional development being much more stable. What we have now are young children and young adults coming through that seem to be a lot more fragile, less resilient, less able to stand up and take criticism, less able to jump back really. Their bounce back ability is much less. My belief that this has come from having interactions with screens. Everything's available instantaneously. It's flick to the right, flick to the left. Instead of being able to go and find information, instead of being able to persevere and work towards something and get a sense of achievement, everything is very instantaneous. And that has led to certainly lots and lots of difficulty with young people being able to connect with others. And if we lose a connection with others and connection with ourselves, we end up feeling very empty inside. And when we have a feeling of emptiness inside, it means that we then are very vulnerable to mental health issues, particularly depression. And I've certainly seen this in schools and certainly in some of the mental health units that I've worked with.
So there are some facts and opinions on the matter, and now it's up to you to decide on what you want to do with this information.